So, ma'am, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you to the interview series of Mentor My Board, the Boardroom Talks. Now, Boardroom is a place where fortunes of the great companies is written. And hence, in the pursuit of bringing the best practices of boardrooms and best practices followed by eminent directors, independent directors, women directors of corporate India and independent directors of worldwide, basically, we have come out with the interview series of the eminent directors, business leaders who have been leading in the boardrooms and also guiding various directors and the companies on their growth journey. So let me introduce Dr. C.A. Rita Shah, who has been our eminent director for the interview today. And welcome, Rita ma'am, and thank you so much on behalf of Team Mentor My Board for accepting our invitation for this series and looking forward for a wonderful interaction with you.
Same here. I'm looking forward for a wonderful interaction.
Sure. So let me take the opportunity of introducing Dr. C.A. Rita Shah. Dr. C.A. Rita Shah is a TEDx speaker and the growth strategist and business coach. She is also the international keynote speaker. She is the independent director at Shemaru Entertainment Limited, executive director of Y Center, and founder and director of Crest Education. She is also visiting faculty at IIM Indore. She is an author of upcoming book Superwoman Unleashed. She is a chartered accountant by profession, 32nd rank in India in the final CA. Wow. PhD in finance from IIT Bombay, and I know she's completed her PhD at the age of 42, which is commendable. She's graduate and the holder of triple master's degree, MCom, MBA, HR, and MPhil. She has various books and research paper publication in international journals. She's a recipient of Outstanding Research Paper Award at the conference of IICM, and her research papers got selected at the international conference at Harvard, USA. Wow, that's amazing. She has wide experience in education and training for last 28 years in the area of finance and transformation. She has conducted training sessions for 20 plus corporates, organizations including CRISIL, LIC, Team Global, Societe General, ICAI, IIT Bombay, Delhi, and IIM Indore. Her signature programs Super Achiever Unleashed, Superwoman Unleashed, and Super You Unleashed are commendable. I mean, I have experienced them. They're wonderful. Her mission is to transform 1 lakh people and unleash the superpower in them in identifying exponential growth for them. So welcome, Dr. C.A. Rita Shah.
Thank you so much.
To this
Thank you.
Talks session, and we look forward for the wonderful interaction.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
It's my pleasure, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, to begin with, the first thing which everybody thinks of, that why you are an independent director on the board of a company. What drive you, and also tell us about your journey in the boardroom. Over to you.
Yeah, sure. So I did my PhD in the area of finance and IIT Mumbai, and I did it on economic value added, how the performance of the company is measured through EVA and with specific reference to corporate governance, and that too with independent directors. So I did a lot of work in the research of how independent directors are adding value to the board, and especially what does it speak on the financial numbers, because we all know that definitely we add value to the board, but how does that value reflect on the numbers in terms of profitability, value addition, and so on. So I had done this. Now I think around that time 2013, when the new law came in, and being a director, having a women director became compulsory for all the companies. That's when somebody connected to me and said that we are looking for women director. We have seen your profile, and we are considering. There were some 8-10 profiles that they were considering. So they said that, can you send your detailed profile, and we would like to consider you, and we would want to maybe meet you once, and so on. So that was the procedure. And then I sent my profile, and I told my husband that there are 8-10 profile. Come on, I am not into industry per se. I'm more into education. So why would a company which is in core industry, and that too digital marketing or media, I have no relevance to it. So
Correct.
I say it's not going to happen. It's just maybe their formality that they need 10, 12 resumes. So they have asked for my CV. I sent it across. I
Correct.
think 3, 4 days later, the MD of the company messaged me and spoke to me. And then later on, the company secretary spoke to me and said that, ma'am, we are taking you on board. Uh, so I had done my research work, reading extensively onto what happens into the boardroom and all. But for me, that was a first experience of being able to do something in the boardroom. Having experience as a chartered accountant or as an external person, and being there as a director where you are able to impact decisions, or at least share your viewpoints which can be considered for decision making, was a very new experience for me. So I think what went in my favor is my PhD in corporate governance and independent director. And maybe another thing that went in my favor possibly was being a chartered accountant. I understand finance and numbers.
Hmm.
Also, I have myself managed 3 businesses, and 2 were very successful and one went fail, and I learned a lot from my failed business actually. So that also helped me big time, because then I went into business coaching and I started helping people as to how to grow, and what to do to grow, and what not to do, so that your growth should not
That
be
is very
temporary,
important.
but it is very, very long term. And I think one of the thing is my strength is ideation. I get ideas like this for any industry. You come from any industry, but I don't know why my brain works very well, and I'm a very good person when it gives to ideas. So that helped a lot of my coaches whom I coached, and that has constantly been helping me also in contributing to my company where I am. I'm an independent director with Shemaru Entertainment Limited. Couple of meetings, 1 or 2 of them, I was just trying to understand some of the technical words that they would use in media industry, which I did not know. Thanks to our Google Baba, I would in the meeting quickly Google them and try to find out what it is. But yeah, it's been a great journey for me, because not only that I have learned a lot. Fortunately for me, I've done my MBA, so I do understand business very well, and a lot of terminologies of business and strategy and all of that. But the typical media industry, when I started focusing on and understanding on, for me it was a new domain opened up. So being on board, I contributed, and I also had a huge contribution on the side of my personal growth, professional growth, and so on.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, in fact, we all have been going now through a very turbulent time. So, what is your say to the boardrooms today, and what one advice you can give to the boardrooms on managing such critical times?
So not just boardrooms. I think any business is any critical time comes with huge challenges, but it's up to us how do we accept the challenge. And these are the times where blue ocean strategies come up. We have been doing whatever we have been doing so far, but now the way of doing business, the way of doing anything is changing, and therefore every company will have to look into it. Yeah, there will be some breakdowns. There would be some company which may not be able to survive, or they may try their level best, and their growth rate may not be same. But if we can leverage technology, and we can find out measures such that business can continue, business will continue. See, eventually, if you had a running business which was successful or which was growing, that means it has demand, that means it has
Correct.
need. More people will have to think about, and I think boardroom has to think about, how are we adding value to customers, to society, uh, to environment, and look at all aspects, because I think strong companies will stay forever. Companies which are focusing only on themselves, on their own return, on their own profitability, and not planning for all the stakeholders, those companies will find it very difficult, because initially, yes, they may be able to squeeze out money, they may be able to do well and all, but in the long run, if they are not focusing on all stakeholders, they are not giving value, slowly and gradually, I mean, their employees may also not like to work. See, there are companies which pay less, relatively,
Correct.
but the employees love to work with such companies. Like, one of the brand, I meet so many people, and one of the brand I definitely know of is Tata's. There are employees of Tata's who have worked for long years. Not only that, after they have left also, their commitment to the company, their gratitude to the company, their ownership to the company is huge. So I think this is something which is a culture, and as a boardroom person, if we can create a culture of collaboration, of adding value to all stakeholders, helping people to grow, and companies can grow. Yesterday night I was reading news, and I was lot of companies have cut down their pays, and it's not easy. I do understand. You have to pay your electric bill, salaries, lot of things, and then money is not there. Where are you going to take out money from? So there are a lot of pay cuts and all. And yesterday night, one news that I saw, which I liked. Um, of course, people may have different perspective about different things, but Oyo owner Ritesh Agarwal, he, uh, all those people who are working without salary or who didn't get pay, he has offered ESOPs to them. So instead of, I mean, giving a stake in the company, giving equity options to them, uh, shows that I care for you. Maybe, yeah, right now people do need hard cash, and maybe right now some of the employees might be looking for money, but at least it's better than not giving anything. And it's also that you are helping people to own your company. I found that really touching.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, how important it is for a director, being a director, to be more relevant and updated. So, what's your interpretation on that, and what's your say on that, ma'am? How important it is for a director to be relevant and updated?
It's very important, actually, because see, you are taking business decisions in the boardroom, and though even if you may be independent director, and there are executive directors, there are directors who are working, and there is a team and all, but your say matters a lot. Now, if you have understanding of what's happening around, long term planning, strategy, so what businesses, uh, uh, what are the government policies changing and all, you may be able to throw some light. So most important thing is, the purpose of boardroom is to bring a diverse kind of experience and diverse kind of viewpoint, have deliberation, have insights. What maybe I can contribute, maybe another board member cannot, but what can maybe I cannot. So each one of us come from a very different background in the same boardroom, but when we are updated, when we know what's happening around, we are able to help company grow far better in facilitating good decision making.
Right, wonderful. So, ma'am, as a mentor, you have been a mentor for a lot of people, a lot of businesses, a lot of directors per se. So, what's your opinion? In your opinion, which are the three top qualities or the skills you feel are very critical for a person to be in the boardroom?
So first of all, for a person to be in boardroom and being able to help people, the most important quality I feel is acceptance and adaptability. unless and until we accept what is happening around, uh, if we are not adapting to situation, we are not adapting to people's suggestions, if we are egoistic, if our suggestion has been turned down, and that becomes personal, it's going to impact you big time. There's nothing personal. You may say something and the other board member refute it, but that doesn't mean he doesn't like you or he has something against you. It's in the light of business growth. So for the business, if that's not working, it's not working. So unless you are adaptable to people's criticism, people's feedback, people's suggestions, and adaptable to the business as such, what's happening around you. So acceptance and is adaptability is really very, very important thing. Second very important thing, I think, what any person, just not board member, but board member more important, is have to have focus on all stakeholders. It's not only business. I mean, if you have a holistic view, that when I do this kind of decision, what is the impact on any of my stakeholders. So the moment you have a holistic view and your focus is on all the stakeholders, your business decisions will be good, because now you are not thinking from only one perspective. It is not just like one way you are looking at. You are looking at an overall perspective of all the people involved and how they will be impacted. So that is very important. And third, a very important thing, I think, is also a quality of any human being, is humility. If we are humble enough, wherever we are, if we are managing 100 crore, 1000 crore, whatever kind of business, but eventually it's all because of the people, because of the universe, because of the even that bottom worker who's working on shop floor. Now, moment we will have humility, our communication to each other and to the world is going to impact big time, because we don't communicate from I am something and I'm giving you something big. We communicate from I've received this as a fact of so many people's efforts, and I'm sharing it. I think these three things as a quality uh, for a person is very important. Of course, you have to be updated on knowledge, you should be having enough skills, you should be punctual. All those things go without saying, because
Without
I
saying.
expect that if you have reached to the level of being a board director, definitely those are prerequisite. Like, you got to be a good communicator, you got to be knowledgeable, you got to be able to convey, not going round, but to the point. And you are a person who believes in action. You are not procrastinating. All the decisions that come to the table, you're not pushing them away. You are being uh, proactive and really helping companies. So those qualities, I feel, are the pre requisite of any board member as such. But I think being adaptable, uh, focusing on all stakeholders, and being humble to communicate with people.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think being humble is more important, and a connection with the entire stakeholders is very, very important. Absolutely well said, ma'am. So
Because
next
I
question,
think
ma'am.
when we
Yeah,
reach at the top, is a time where we should not forget our roots.
absolutely, absolutely well said. Absolutely. So how important now do you think is the role of a woman on the boards of the companies, and how do you think we can improve the participation of more women in the boardroom, and why should we have more participation?
So it's universally accepted truth that women are better managers, and that is because of the balance in emotional quotient and the intelligent quotient, or logical quotient, as we may say so. Now, a lot of business nowadays, in fact, if we look at the businesses nowadays, they are more people oriented or service oriented. We are not in an era of just product delivery. We are in an era of product coupled with service matters a lot. And the service is provided by people. Even if we have artificial intelligence and all of that, still through artificial intelligence, we are communicating who we are and what we feel. So what women can bring in is a good balance of emotions. Also, we come across a lot of decision making where people are going to be impacted, maybe your employees, maybe your shareholders, maybe other parties, customers, suppliers, all of that. And again, an empathetic view is very, very uh, surprisingly, I'll tell you the study. There is one Australian research which is a very well known in the area of corporate governance, and she has studied that, and she found out that when women are there in the boardroom, men also behave well. The
Absolutely.
attendance improves. Uh, the language is more sober. They don't use because if I mean, we do understand, right? If men are men, and if there are 10 men, they're going to talk like men talk. But the moment there is a lady there, she brings in a grace. She brings in an atmosphere which will make other people to be appropriate. So she brings in appropriateness. She brings in grace. People become more punctual. Uh, of course, that's universal. That everybody wants to impress, and also they become more uh, what I would say, more toned down in their decision making, because if a lady is voicing her concern about some employee, let's say, to be kicked off and all, and they can't be harsh, they become softer because a lady brings that softness. So a female in boardroom is very, very important. And now our percentage of workforce, female gender, is increasing day by day. It was not very, very good earlier. It's still not good. We have only 30 to 40% of women, which is at the lower level. In fact, at manager level and leadership level, the women are very less. So it's time for women to show up, stand up. uh, Even if you are an independent director, you're not in industry. Another thing is, it is also a social positioning for you. Not only you're adding value to company, you are adding value to your own knowledge, but it adds value to your social strata also. So people recognize you as, oh, you are a director of so and so company. So for you also, it gives you an edge over other people. And for me, it's a very fulfilling experience. Every meeting, I look forward to my meetings, and I have never missed any meeting so far, not a single one, since last almost 5 years now, 5 years
Yeah,
over.
wonderful. Thank you so much. So now coming to a question, which is a very different from your role as a director. So how you yourself see yourself differently at home and at your role as a director or a business coach?
So at home, I'm a mother. I may be shouting at my son, yelling at my son or my daughter. At home, I'm a caring person who is pushing my child to eat eat breakfast or whatever. And I'm also a disciplinarian, trying to insist that he should exercise or she should exercise early in the morning so that the whole day goes well. So at home, I have multiple roles to play. Um, Maybe I'm also a house, uh, getting work done from my house help and cook and other people. Right now in pandemic, of course, we don't have all of that liberty, but generally. So roles are different. Each role is different, and I think for each one of us, our role and relationships change, and so we also change. Who we are at the core remains same, but who I am as a mother would be very different to who I am as a wife, to who I am as a sister, and to who I am as a director. Because when
Absolutely.
I am as a director, I am wearing a hat of decision maker. I'm wearing a hat of being able to contribute. taking business decisions, looking at money matters, and so on. When I'm a mother, I am not wearing that kind of a hat. So we, all of us, we have different hats, and each relationship requires, each role requires few hats, not one. There are few hats. Like being a mother requires being compassionate, but at the same time being disciplinarian. So
Discipline.
so both the hats are there, but for some reason. And then there is a hat of love, there is a hat of grow commitment to my child's growth. So there are multiple hats we all wear for every role, and not necessarily all of them are same, but you as a person in core, you are the same. Like
Absolutely.
if I am a procrastinator by nature, then I am going to be that in all areas of my life. But if I am a committed person, I will be committed in everything. So I am a very committed person, I'm an action taker. So for me, if my board board needs me, or if my company secretary says some papers have to be signed, and I wouldn't say okay kal parso narso dekhenge 3-4 दिन के बाद भेज देना. No, I'll say I'm there today evening, reaching at 8:30. If you want to send someone tomorrow, I'm there till this time. I'll give my options today, or right now I am at Andheri. Right now I am there. If you have anything urgent, you can even send somebody to this place where I am. So I think that's my core nature. So that nature won't change, but my
Absolutely.
hats will change.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, ma'am, what's one message you would give to the aspiring directors who are looking for the board positions as independent directors, women directors, and women independent directors? That's a new category which SEBI has introduced to make sure that there is a due independence on the part of the women also.
Absolutely. So one of the thing which I will say is, first of all, you must aspire. It is important. Even if you are a company secretary, an architect, a chartered accountant, whichever role you come from. But if you are a lady who has at least minimum 10 years, 12 years of experience, then this is a different experience that you should have. Even with 5 years experience, it's possible, but then it may be a little difficult because unless you have good network. Another way is, you should be strong on your resume, you must have done some programs. I think I'm sure Mentor My Board does a lot of mentoring program and certification. So all these certifications will add, to your employability, or being able to walk into the board. Then having those certificates, having good experience, the reason you must aspire is because it will give you a different kick altogether. It's not about money. Of course money you will earn, but I'm not interested in that money part of it. What is more important is you are growing, and you are in an industry where you are at the decision maker's position. So even if you are working in some company uh, as an employee, you get a chance to go on the other side of the table,
Wonderful
and think from the employer's perspective. So
perspective.
it is a very different experience altogether, and the internal growth as a person that you will have is huge. And trust me one thing, I can tell you with bet that if you are a board member, and if you are thinking in that direction, and you are preparing for it, see, nothing happens in life unless you prepare for it. Did you attend enough meetings? Mentor My Board is doing such wonderful work. Are you attending all their seminars, workshops, certification have you done? Are you connecting to more directors? Are you well connected into the industry network? All of that is your step going towards that. Sorry, I got
Yes.
muted. I'm sorry. All these are your step towards that destination. But once you have reached there, the internal growth as a person you will see would be huge. And you will think that I wish I would have done this 5 years back, 10 years back. So I say that as an experience, it's a different experience. I believe big time in experiences. Life is all about creating experience, living experience. So
Wonderful.
why not have an experience as a person who is impacting a business of 100 crore, 200 crore, 1000 crore, whatever.
Wonderful. So, ma'am, we are coming almost to the end of our interview session. So, before we move out, one question which I would like to ask you is what one best practice you feel all the boardrooms should follow in India? Because if you see last couple of years, and I know you have done your research, your PhD in corporate governance, so you have been very, very closely working on, this area. So, what one challenge the boardrooms are facing today? And because last 2 years, if you might have seen, more than 200 independent directors have resigned from the boardrooms. So, what one advice you would give, or what best practice which boardrooms should follow for the better corporate governance?
So don't become a yes man. I think, if you feel that something is harming and it's going to affect the stakeholders and this is not right, if your morals are high, uh, then you will be able to handle any situation well. It's okay to say no. It's okay to disagree. If need be, yes, you should step out because that doesn't work in your favor. Um, Ensure that your role as an independent director, being able to create good governance practices and ensure that the good governance practices in the interest of all stakeholders are taken care of. That role you must constantly follow. I mean, I know that you can't be bloodhound and go on sniffing and searching and say that, oh, there's a problem in this company, let me find what problems are. No, but you do get a sense, you do get an idea. So if you feel that this is not happening right, and study well, do always good background work before you go for any meeting. Prepare well, contribute well, and if you think that you don't agree, say so.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I must, thank you also for being a continuous support to Mentor My Board and being a mentor on our panel. So thank you so much for all the support, and look forward, your continuous mentorship to Mentor My Board also. So thank you so much for this interview series. And I'm sure with all these insights, lots of women directors would come forward. A lot of women will come forward for the boardroom positions, and I'm sure there are so many listed entities, even unlisted. Why only listed? Even unlisted entities have
And
the
I
prospects for
feel
having
one
women
thing,
directors. Yes.
I feel so happy that creating a platform for all these aspiring directors so that they can not only just get trained and learn, but the companies can come and collaborate. So this platform, very soon is going to get much bigger and bigger and bigger, because we are in need of these kind of platforms. And having this kind of brilliant idea of being a platform for
Absolutely.
people who need directors and people who want to be directors, I think that's an amazing thing that you are doing. So
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. And thank you for this, sparing time with us today and enlightening all of us on the board positions and importance of a director on the boardrooms. Thank you so much.
thank you very, very much.